Hey guys, it's Brandon. So I wasn't going to do a follow-up video, but now I have to because life brought us to the next key point. Everyone has been programmed with a definition of what hate speech means when it's not the actual definition of what those two words mean. Okay? So I'll be the first to say that like tribal, like grouping everybody into a tribe and judging people negatively because they are part of a certain race or part of a certain religion, blah, 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 and you don't ask them up front, or a political group, and you don't ask them up front and say, so listen, before I sit here and just prejudge you, I just want to be upfront with you. Here's the attribute. Maybe it's abortion. Maybe it's the other end of the spectrum, having kids when you don't have the means to take care of the kids and, abuse the kids and leave them starving or something. There's different ends of the spectrum. People can debate it any which way. But the point is, when people don't stay to the facts of what they think is a problem, okay, and they can't stay focused on that problem and ask a person a question and say, here's the thing that I really hate personally. It's just my thing. Maybe you don't like Brussels sprouts. Maybe I don't like asparagus, whatever it is. The point is, in the world around us, this behavior right here really drives me crazy. Drunk driving, this. And you describe the attributes that you hate, okay? That is speaking about hate. That is hate speech. That's what the English language means, okay? What's happened is very clever political twisting masterminds to get you guys to think that, to basically put it in law that hate speech is illegal. What you guys don't realize is you're putting in law that you're not allowed to talk about what you hate. Instead of you guys have the IQ to say, wait a second, we're allowed to talk about what we hate. What you have a problem with that we're writing laws against is discriminating against an individual based on his race, or discriminating against an individual because of his religion, blah, 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 without giving that individual a chance. You're hiring somebody for a job, say, listen, here's why things need to go down this way at this job. And if that's against your culture, your religious views, or whatever, no hard feelings, but that's just the way it works here. We're sorry. And we're getting into a world where people don't have that freedom. Oh, you're not allowed to hate this other attribute. If it's a logical thing that's going to cause a problem, yeah, we're allowed to hate it. And so there's where it gets muddy. I'll just put it that way. There's where it gets muddy. But it gets even muddier because the average fucking American has been programmed and accepted the program of what hate speech means. And so you get into this whole Facebook rules of hate speech is not acceptable on our platform. What? I'm not allowed to explain what I hate? No, you know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean. Why don't we use the English fucking language as it was defined in the Webster's Dictionary and King James Version of the Bible and so on and so forth throughout history? Why don't we use the English language to say what we actually fucking mean for a change? It's okay to hate something. It's not okay to discriminate against whole groups. Why don't we use those words? It's not okay to not give each individual a chance. So here I am getting my fucking Facebook account frozen up again because I'm defending, quote unquote, the right for us to speak about things we hate, also known as hate speech. And now Facebook has to fucking review my posts and say, what's this guy talking about? What's this guy talking about? Because I'm on a planet with 8 billion fucking morons, apparently, who can't do this. And I'm the only one who wants to talk in regular fucking English. And the rest of you are just muddying the water with your fucking confusion, making it even worse. So now, the reason why this is so important is because now, the guy that I made the last video about, saying that he's against freedom of speech, he's like, no. The teacher was against this and this and this and this. She was blaming whole political parties for Charlie Kirk and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, she's blaming, maybe I'm misunderstanding him again because his posts just don't even match up, but I'm going to do my best to recall what he just told me. The teacher was explaining that the Republican Party and Donald Trump's rhetoric is why Charlie Kirk got assassinated, and you attacked her and said that she was guilty of hate speech? What? Like, what did you just do? And like I said, I don't agree with this guy's logic 9 times out of 10 when I've observed it many times, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy thinking? And I'm sure he thinks the same thing about me, because that's what happens when your minds work completely different. My mind obviously works completely different than this dude's. But the point is, instead of him go at his teacher and say, hey, you know what? You can't blame, quote unquote, Trump's hate speech for individuals who resort to violence. And instead of him explain to his teacher my quote unquote dog shit analogy about, are you allowed to hate dog shit? Are you allowed to vocalize that you hate dog shit? Are you allowed to get mad at people when they keep serving you dog shit? I didn't say get violent with them. I said verbally get fucking emotionally triggered to an extent and say, guys, stop putting fucking dog shit in my fucking food. This is bullshit. It's not a joke. You're allowed to do that. It's the United States. And instead of explaining to his teacher that hate speech is fine, but resorting to violence, instead of talking things through and trying to carve out our own corner of the world for our own kind, that's the other thing that where it gets complicated. Because if you respect other people, it's like, okay, you got to go to your own team. What we humanity need to be doing is we need to be really opening up the idea of what if we were to get everybody like to their own kind of group. Like you take tests all through school and it's like a big social networking thing, and you figure out where does your kind exist and where do you need to move to be happy? Because we can't just make the whole world one flavor. We're going to move you to where you need to be. Oh, the people who have too low of an IQ to understand that hate speech is one thing and talking poorly about an entire religion or group or political party is a completely different thing. Okay, when you can't even stay on what actual aspects that you hate individuals to, behave, the actions that you think that people need to change, and or the have the class to ask people questions up front. Hey, like in the last video, I was talking about the drunk driver guys, the rugby guys. Hey, I noticed you're on the rugby team. Let me ask you a question. When you win a game or lose a game, do you go to the bar, get drunk, and then drink and drive on the way home? Is that what you do also? Hey, I'm Matt. No, actually, I don't do that. I go to the bar, drink a little bit with the guys, and then I Uber home every time. Oh, you never ride home with the other guys? No, I always Uber home. I think that they're crazy. They're going to end up killing somebody. Okay, cool. I don't hate you. But those other guys who all drink and drive and they say that's part of their rugby culture, I have a problem with them. And see, that's the solution. And instead of us talk about that, instead of us explain that analogy or any other analogy like it and tell people how and actually get our English language verbiage correct, we have a bunch of dunces who are running around saying, you're guilty of hate speech. Yeah, no shit. Guys, hate speech is not illegal, but you guys are making it illegal because you're blaming each other for doing it. Like it's a crime. It's not a crime to hate things, guys. It's not a crime to talk about what you hate. It's a crime to discriminate against individuals because they belong to a group before you ask that individual questions about, in this situation, how are you going to behave? And I just want to give you a fair heads up that I hate people who behave this way because it results in bing, bing, bing more often than not. So what are you going to do in that situation? And when you're around me, for us to be friends, I'd prefer if you act this way. Is that cool? Or are you going to be stubborn and have to stay in your old ways? That's cool, man. When I'm in your neighborhood, I'm not going to drink and drive. Cool. Don't drink and drive in my town. You want to go to somewhere else, some third world country and drink and drive? I still think it's wrong, but be my guest. But you in my town, in my roads, with my wife and kids, if you have a wife and kids, whatever it is, don't drink and drive and think that I'm going to like you. Okay, it's real simple. Okay, anyway, hopefully you guys understand that. It's just an example. See ya.